Today was not a day to remember for Lucy Olsen. I have to say, not a day to remember for Lucy Olsen. Was she terrible today? Yeah. I'm going to be honest, she was horrendous today. I think there were positive signs, especially early on, but it was just a little bit of a rough game. The one big positive is I think Lucy Olsen will make the roster, and if you guys agree, subscribe. If we can hit somehow 46k by the time the season starts. Our goal was 45k, 46k would be insane. But I think she's going to be fine in terms of making the roster, but getting into the rotation straight away, I think she might just be lucky that she's a member of the Washington Mystics, and she might be slightly better than Shug Sutton. Like, if you're looking at the Mystics roster, if we're looking again, I'm just going to show you guys the Mystics roster. Obviously, they lost today to the Dream, and it could have been really rough. But if you look at the Mystics roster right here, I still think she's going to be okay to make the team because they have to pick 12. So she's a guarantee. She's a guarantee. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're at 9 guarantees with Shug Sutton, Prechtel, Cave, Green, and Olsen. So there's 3 spots. I would assume the spots are going to go to Sutton, Green, or Sutton, Prechtel, sorry, and Olsen. Or maybe if Prechtel's just playing so many minutes because their 2 bigs are out. So maybe Sutton, Green, and Olsen. I think Olsen's a guarantee to make the team. You're seeing it in her minutes. She's off the bench early in games. But today, 1 of 8 from the field, 2 turnovers, 2 assists, and defensively, she looked okay, I guess. She looked okay. But the one thing I liked is that early on, Lucy Olsen went and hit a shot when things were going real bad. They were down like 20-something 6. And Lucy Olsen hit a shot. I think she might have scored, was the 6th or the 8th point of the game. Like, things were going real bad for the Mystics. Like, the starters were really struggling. And I want to see when she got her first bucket. Because she did get a very, very important bucket at this stage. Like, they were down 13-2. And yeah, she scored the 4th point. She's got a pull up when they had only scored 1 point or 1 basket in 5 minutes. So, like, I like the confidence. The big problem with Lucy Olsen is that unlike Hailey Van Lith, where Hailey Van Lith is like, okay, I'm going to be the one, I'm going to set things up, I'm going to get to my spots, I'm going to look for other people. She plays with her head down. Like, she actually can pass the ball pretty well, but once she dribbles, she plays head down. A plus minus of 0 wasn't bad. And I think she gave a really, really good pass into Kiki Iriafen, who blew a layup. I thought Kiki was much better today. I thought Citron is one of those players that's going to look real bad on bad teams and look real good on good teams. She just kind of, I know she had 4 turnovers, did not notice it watching the game. But it was very clear Lucy Olsen has no conscience when it comes to shooting the ball. She is going to get her shot up. She's going to go out of her way to get a shot. And there's very little point guard in there. And that's where the problem is, that I was kind of hoping with Georgia Amore gone that we were going to see a point guard Lucy Olsen. We were going to see a little bit more passing, because she did average nearly 5 assists in college, but it looks like she is just out there to get buckets. And she does it okay. She does it at an okay rate. But, like, if you're looking at Shug Sutton at least plays with her head up. Yes, Shug Sutton had 4 turnovers, 3 assists. At least with Lucy Olsen was 2-2. And Shug Sutton is a worse scorer than Lucy Olsen. Even though percentage-wise it is what it is. Like, and Olsen's a better defender. So Olsen is better than Shug Sutton, and she's younger. She's on a rookie scale deal for longer. Like, you're realistically going to be, like, she's going to make the roster and be ahead of Shug Sutton in the pecking order. But it wasn't a good game. 1 of 8 from the field, trying to create a little bit too much and for herself and not enough for other players. And I don't know if she's a good enough scorer to do that. Like, I would hope that that she would maybe be more of a facilitator. I would hope that she would have been like just in the roster as a point guard, because that starting point guard spot, or even backup point guard, Jade Melbourne's probably going to be a starting point guard, but that starting backup point guard slot to her. And like Jade Melbourne's one of the worst starting point guards in the WNBA. So that backup point guard spot is right there. It is right there for her for the taking. But the problem is she exclusively played on the wing. And even at Iowa, she was not a good enough three-point shooter to play off the ball. She needed to play on the ball. And I don't see Lucy Olsen having the greatest career as an on-the-ball player. And I know, like, it's probably not what people wanted to hear. I know it's probably not what people were hoping for me to say in this scenario. I would assume you're going to see an awful lot of people hoping that I'm hyping Lucy Olsen to no end. But I'm going to have to be honest, first and foremost. I've got to be honest in these situations. I got to be honest in my evaluation of players. And more so than anything, if she keeps playing this way, she's got to be one of the better players on the team, one of the better scorers to get away with this. And she's luckily on a Mystics team where she's going to get a lot of shots. She's going to get a lot of shots coming off the bench, but man, I was not even disappointed. I like the confidence. I like the fact that if things are not going well in any way, she's going to take the game on. Like, I like when players take the game on. I like when players have that almost irrational confidence. I like when players can create for themselves. But, like, if you're going to be a net positive on a team, playing like Enrique, you've got to shoot the ball better. And obviously she's going through a slump right now. And at least she can afford to be going through a slump, I guess. But in 3 preseason games, she's shot the ball. Or in 2 preseason games, she shot the ball quite badly in both of them after making her first shot in both. The positive thing is she looks okay dribbling the ball. She looks okay when she dribbles the ball. That's probably the only positive thing we've seen. And doesn't look horrific on defense. But yeah. It's not a great game for Lucy Olsen, and it's going to be a long season. It's going to be a long season for Lucy Olsen, and if you're the Mystics, you keep her because it's hard to find people that can create from mid like she can. It's hard to find people with that level of confidence, but you also have to take into account now that she has still yet to be hitting shots in any way in any way decent, at a decent rate. So I think the Mystics do play in their preseason game, if I'm not mistaken. The Mystics play on Saturday. Oh, no, they don't. That's it. Oh, no. They play on the 16th of May. Yeah, so going straight into regular season action, I can see a lot of DNPs early. I can see a lot of DNPs early on for Lucy Olsen. But anyway, yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.